I'm here with Dani in the squirrel forest, and I wanted to ask you how much time you actually spent out here taking pictures of these guys versus how much time you spent editing behind the computer in the house.
So I would say I would, on a usual week, come here maybe 2 mornings
Yeah.
for like 4 hours
Mm-hmm.
and spend the rest of the week just editing.
Yeah.
Like I would say maybe 10% of my time is actually here,
Yeah.
maybe less.
It fits very well with the impression that I had like over the last week or so.
Yeah.
I've been living at your place and we went several times out to take pictures, but I would say mostly during the night. For the moose, for some nice landscape shots. Most of the time, I think both of us were editing.
Yeah.
And do you also have the feeling that this is somehow an image that many people still have, that wildlife photography is spending time, basically all the time in nature, spending time with animals, spending time tracking the animals?
Yeah, definitely. With me, it sometimes takes 6 months to a year to get a video out, and the video we filmed last year is still not out.
Yeah.
Hopefully
But
it'll be
this
out
one
soon.
will also have a delay, so I'm sure yours will be out before this one will be out.
But I think some people just think like I'm constantly going to Zambia or, but actually like I'm in a place for a week or two, and I will try and get as much content as possible so that I have plenty to work with when I'm home.
Yeah.
Um,
And then I realized that you sometimes alternate between Sweden content and now Chile or Patagonia
Yeah.
or whatever.
I do that mostly just to maintain engagement so people don't get bored. And also so I don't get bored, so I'm like have something different to edit.
But I had similar questions that people ask me, are you in Sweden now? And I was a bit surprised, or Norway, because I wasn't well north of the Arctic Circle. I was in a t-shirt. And this question came in December when I uploaded the video. And I was like, yeah, obviously no, not really. So there is often this time lag, and I also try to mix it a bit up, because some people might like videos from Scandinavia or Africa or whatever region, other people don't. So I try to please all of it. And
definitely, yeah. Because your approach is very different. You will often go to a location and film like several videos,
yeah,
or even just one video about a very specific technique in photography, which I occasionally do with camera trapping. But my videos are more like about the story, like the experience, maybe one specific animal. So our approach to YouTube and making videos is quite different, I'd think.
yes, I think yours is way more cinematic, and as you say, the storytelling. And I mean, I have the gear reviews where I obviously focus on gear, but I do them usually at home in my, well, by now I will call it office. It's officially the bedroom. I just painted the wall. Exactly. But the one in the nature, yeah, I usually try to focus on teaching people how to improve their wildlife photography, or at least give some inspiration. I mean, it's not necessarily teaching. I also sometimes just watch other people's video, not because I want to learn something specific, but it can inspire, I think. So it's quite different. And then I find it easier to do several videos in a shorter period of time.
Yeah, I never do gear videos, and I think they're quite easy because you have your script, you already know your gear, you just sit down and film. There's 2 squirrels next to us.
Chasing each other.
Yeah.
No, that's not Buddy, right?
That's Buddy, that's Sylvester.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Sylvester was a boy.
Yeah.
And then I realised when she was getting bigger that she was a girl, so...
It was the same with Rue, right?
Yeah.
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 Amazing stories if you have not watched the videos of Dani about her or her squirrels, the squirrels that you kind of rescued and raised, and some of them are behind us now, probably.
Well, I think Buddy is being repaired, yeah.
So, I think because our approach of how to do videos, I mean, the funny thing is sometimes also last year we were together on the lake, in the forest, driving. I think once we went out in the night for trying to track moose. We saw the bear this year, so everything. So I think like the images we take are sometimes similar, or at least we have the same situations, the same opportunities, but just the end product, the video, is something completely different.
Yeah.
And I think it also reflects on how, or has an effect on how we make money afterwards with wildlife photography, because in the end, there is also the business side to it, that we somehow need to support the gear, the trips to different places.
Yeah.
So how do you approach this? What's your main goal there, or your main income?
Well, the YouTube videos are definitely like sort of my passion project. I don't search like likes and views so much. And so a big part of my income actually comes through sponsorships. Like as long as I'm getting the minimum amount of views, I can get a sponsor almost every video.
Yeah.
And sponsors typically pay like 3 or 4 times the amount that I make just from YouTube.
Yes.
So it's quite a big difference. I then have Patreon, and this is also a big income for me and a big community that I have. And it's really nice because that means I can really work on the sort of passion project, and people like that. Like if you just did gear reviews, maybe you wouldn't have the same amount of patrons if it was your own personal storytelling.
Yeah.
And I do a calendar every year. That's another big income. I'm a Canon ambassador, so that's not mine, but that helps. I do like talks, and that helps fund, cameras and lenses. But I'm lucky that a lot of equipment I get is actually provided from Canon, so that's good. And you? Yours are very different.
Yeah, quite different. I think the thing that we share is that the YouTube ad revenue is not the main source of income. But for me, it's more about the teaching photography. So, well, you didn't mention the photography tours actually and workshops, right?
No, because some of them I don't actually charge myself, because I just want to go on the trip and have this amazing experience. And some of the trips are quite expensive anyway, so I don't want to add to that. And a lot of the time I'm doing it with like some clients that I know quite well, and so it's like it doesn't feel like work. It's very enjoyable. So I wouldn't consider that part of my income. It's very, very small.
I would also not consider this here like work right now. Oh, I scared it.
It's all right.
Yeah, for me it's mostly about the teaching aspect. So I do several workshops, but ibex, bird photography, landscape photography, and I do them all in Switzerland. So the traveling costs are minimal. And then it's about ebooks that I sell, video course that I did, and this is basically my main source of income. And what I really enjoy is that lately I can also relax a bit more and follow a bit more my passion, because I know that I already have these ebooks, and potentially
they keep generating income.
Exactly. I mean
just so much work to start with.
Yes. And if I would stop doing any YouTube videos, I'm sure they would also drop a lot in sales. But it doesn't matter what kind of video I do. I think it can be a bit more showing nature sometimes more photography tips. Just to keep my face kind of out there helps already.
I think generally social media is just a way of promoting your products.
Yes.
Or something else, because I know people make money on Instagram and TikTok. I never have. YouTube barely pays, so it's just all the other stuff that you can.
Exactly. For me, it's like a free platform, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you enjoy the social media part? I mean, not do you enjoy the YouTube videos per se, but like all the other things that go around.
I find Instagram very tedious.
Yeah, me too.
So, like, I just think, I have to edit a reel. And I find it very frustrating compared to making a video. I don't know why, because...
for me it's the same. I think the fact that it's so short and you cannot really tell anything makes it harder for me.
Yeah, definitely. And I love replying to comments on YouTube, because I feel like that's my core audience. So I'm not going to get many disrespectful people or... just weird comments. I mean, sometimes it happens. It happens. Well, it happens on every video, but the difference between the good comments is,
Yeah, still I feel like the perceived, or at least how I perceive it, is something else than the facts, like 99.5% can be positive.
Yeah.
And I still notice the negative, weird ones. Less and less, but...
Yeah. I think from when I started YouTube, any negative comment would, like, ruin my day.
Yeah.
And, like, the comments were so bizarre, like, very, very specific things. Like, if I was setting up a camera trap and I snapped, like, a dead branch, someone would get really upset that I've, like, changed nature. Sorry.
What was the weirdest one that you ever got?
I used to get a lot of comments about, like, what I wear and my clothing and that it's not appropriate for wildlife photography.
Which this one is perfect.
And someone might say, I mean, even this, like, you're wearing jeans in the forest, like, you're wearing... But I just wear what I'm comfortable in, and I don't have an issue. It doesn't impact my photography.
Yeah. For me, it's more that afterwards the jeans get more easily wet. This is the only reason why I change.
Just change.
Yeah.
But what about you? Do you get, like, recurring negative comments?
Not so many personal ones.
Didn't you say about that mummy or daddy?
Yeah. They got this. I think it was on a video that with Nicolas together with a friend. That basically our parents are sponsoring all our gear, which is really not true. They are great supporters emotionally and everything, but not in terms of gear. And I think there's always a jealousy aspect. And I'm also wondering if this is because people don't see the whole picture. Again, we're not spending the whole day in here. The morning we were both editing. I was shooting another video, more gear related, in the rain.
Well, I think people just see a video and don't realise the story behind it. Or, like, a lot of people... I don't like to talk about being a Canon ambassador, but people think that's mine. And it's not. Like, half the equipment, I would say, is mine, and equipment that I buy myself is never brand new. It's, like, second-hand. And also, like, these are our tools for our work.
Exactly, yeah.
So we're not buying expensive cars. Exactly.
I had the same with gear as well, and also some people have the impression apparently that I own Canon, Nikon, and Sony gear. But I only own Canon gear. The Nikon and Sony is always just borrowed. I borrow it sometimes for a week, sometimes for a month for a review. Often from the manufacturer, but sometimes also from a friend. Like the last lens I got from a friend to test it. Last year I did the comparison video of the 400 and 600 millimeter f4 because it's a question that I often get. And some people, even on one of these videos, ask me how I can afford the 400 and the 600. And as you say, it's not even yours. So there's some negatives, but what is, like, the thing that you enjoy most about yourself?
I mean, just being in nature. These squirrels have known me for a few years, so they're very comfortable around me. When I first came here, it took months for them to get used to me, and I'm still a bit nervous.
Even though this one is a younger one, right?
No, Sylvester's 3.
Okay.
But she's a great squirrel. She gets really chubby in the winter. But yeah, just being out in nature. I mean, I travel a lot, so I get to see some incredible animals. And
I would say it's exactly the same for me. Like the moments in nature. I mean, it was really cool the other day when we saw the bear. But usually I prefer, like, somehow being a bit disconnected from the urban or rural life and really be in a forest where you're a bit more remote. But it's not so easy to do this all the time.
No, but it's okay if it's in a... Well, I mean, sometimes it's hard to show the whole picture. And something I'm trying to do more with my videos is actually show, like, it's not all like this romantic experience in nature. Like, sometimes you don't find the animals, or you've wasted a lot of money trying to find an animal and you keep delaying your trip, or the weather conditions are bad. Like,
don't talk about the weather.
The weather's been terrible, like, this past week. Sometimes you mess up with your camera, or accidentally format the card. Like, things go wrong. But the main highlight is always just going to be in nature with wild animals.
Yeah, for me too. And I also like to see the finished product.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially, I don't often do cinematic things, but I remember last year, or it was because of you, when we went to the lake and we filmed at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And this is like a super nice memory. I think also if in 5 years or so I want to go back.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see that.
Yeah.
And all the memories when I see an image, sometimes I have images that I really like, not because the photo is so great, but just because of the memory, because I know how much time I invested, or because I know what a unlikely and unreal encounter with one animal it was. And sometimes you have animals that are just curious, even though they should not be.
Yeah. And I try to show that kind of feeling in my videos, and it's quite hard to show the actual experience. Like, people just see us with this, but there's always another camera which has a tripod, a microphone. Like, there's a lot of kit, so trying to capture wildlife photography as well as film the videos can be really tricky.
And it happened to me already that I missed the shot because I was trying to tell myself. I'm sure the same happened to you.
Yeah.
So we have been doing this job kind of for a few years now. What would you recommend to somebody that is maybe younger than us, maybe not, but just wanting to start with wildlife photography / YouTube as a career?
I think the main thing is that although wildlife photography is our passion, at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah.
And we are the businessman or woman behind it. So we are advertising our work or our products. So yes, getting good images is one part, but if you can't really show yourself and show your passion behind it and, you know, your thoughts and feelings, like what you value and things like that, then I think it's quite tricky. Because although I had the baby squirrels here, that was when it really kicked off for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I actually showed my story that I actually got like an engaged audience who wanted to follow along for many years. And at first I was quite nervous to show myself, like I would just show my photography. But then when you actually talk about your experiences, and I mean, for me, I put names to the squirrels, and then people get attached to the individual squirrels. But yeah, I think that wasn't really a specific tip, but...
Yeah, but I think in general, I mean, especially if you do YouTube, maybe less if you go a bit more the traditional way, but if you do YouTube, people come back for your style or your personality.
Yeah, but even so, like, if you're a traditional photographer and you're selling talks or articles, like, people still want to know a bit about the story of how you got the shots.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I watch nature documentaries, how they got the shots was the most interesting part of the video. So I think showing a bit of behind the scenes is still quite important.
Yes, I think this is crucial. Yeah.
And you? What would you recommend?
I think, it took me a while, but don't be afraid in front of the camera. Worst case, just record it several times. I had some funny moments with squirrels. I remember I almost deleted the scenes, but I was taking pictures and then, a squirrel. And I literally just, I had my phone and I was filming myself with the phone at this point. I just dropped the phone, took the pictures of the squirrels, and then I picked the phone up again. And people really loved it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think, like, just don't be afraid about mistakes or something and try to be yourself, because I think if you have your own style, something that makes your channel or your work, your storytelling unique, it helps to set you apart from others.
I definitely think it is important to have a specific project or species. Like, people know me for the red squirrels, and like it's sort of annoying just because I will go to these amazing places and show like this crazy wildlife photo, but it's the squirrels that gets the most comments, the most engagement, and I mean, it's fine. It's what my audience has grown to love. I mean, I love them too, but it's not just the only thing I want to do.
Yeah. And the cool thing, I guess, there is that it can be basically any animal.
Yeah. As basic as a squirrel.
I wanted to say it could be a mouse, it could be a robin that are like in a local forest or park where you spend time with maybe one individual. Try to show it at different angles. Maybe try to show the personality and So I think we just barely scratched the surface of this quite big topic of how wildlife photography evolves with yeah, with changes and new forms of social media, if you enjoyed the video, definitely check out the channel of Dani and her Patreon site. There is also a free tier since a few months
I have a free
where
tier.
you can get some free benefits if you don't want to pay. Otherwise, I think she would be happy if you support her also with a paid tier. And let us know if you would be curious about another video, maybe some specific questions more about wildlife photography.
Thank you.